So let's get into something that excites everyone. We'll do spoiler free, of course. Captain Marvel. Steve hasn't seen it yet, so.
I have not seen it yet.
What are your pre-thoughts, though? All this controversy.
One, I can't believe she died in the movie.
She didn't.
Thanks.
Oh.
Thank you for playing along.
I mean,
Everybody always dies.
Thank you, everybody.
Quite a bit has happened, with the internet trolls bombing Rotten Tomatoes, which I could care less about.
Mm-hmm.
Things she said or didn't say. Like, all that going in, were you guys able to just separate that from... a lot of people can't. I know some people are like, I'm not going to go see it because it hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't... Can I get on my soapbox for a minute?
Yeah.
I'm going to get on it because then you're going to knock me off of it.
I'm not here
I will
to
put
trash
that sound
the
effect in.
I'm just here to give my honest opinion on the movie. I'm not trying to knock anybody
I didn't read
out.
any of that prior to going in, so I
You didn't know anything of it?
No, and the articles that I looked at like after the fact, I didn't, and I don't know, maybe my sources are different, but like I didn't see anything but like positive things being said. When I walked into it, I thought it was going to be something a little bit different than what it was, but that's okay. I felt like the movie had a few like women empowerment moments, so that was nice to see. But she was relatable. Like out of all the superheroes, I found that I identified with her the most. Like she is the most relatable, and she's funny, and sure. I feel like I identified with that.
More than Black Widow or any other.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, to be fair, they didn't really explore those people, and of course,
well,
Black
Widow was
soon,
what?
So.
She went to a Russian.
Yeah.
So and
that's the big. That was the
cool. Carol had this like pain in the ass humor. She was kind of just like a
Well, I have pain in the ass humor.
I know that's what I'm trying to say. That's why you found it relatable. But there we go. Circle finds a square.
Yay! And I thought the writing was good. It was good. I'm not saying it's great. It was good because it had funny moments. But Steve would say that Marvel just tries to be funny all the time.
Sometimes they overdo it. Sometimes they don't.
There were just small pockets of it, I thought.
Infinity War roped me back in,
Yeah.
It really did.
And then the beginning...
90% of the jokes in this movie... no, sorry, you keep talking. I'm sorry.
No, go on.
I just meant like 90% of the humor just felt kind of flat. Like,
really?
Yeah, the theater was very quiet. I was just kind of like...
Not really. I mean, maybe a couple
parts,
but see,
Sam Jackson...
It can also depend on your mood when you're going in to watch a movie. I went in watching Inception... in the worst mood of my life, and I literally thought it was the worst movie ever made on planet Earth. And then I saw it again like 2 years later. I'm like,
this was great.
This is pretty good, But so it's a mood thing, too. So I don't know if maybe that didn't contribute to it. Are you menstruating?
It's womenstruating.
We're
in a new age.
I'm gonna hate this
My
movie.
bad. I apologize, ladies.
It's not the 1800s anymore.
Right. Yeah. Well, I wish it was.
None of this makes any sense. No, I don't know. Like I said, there's some funny parts, but like just about 90% of the humor just felt kind of flat and like forced. It was mostly Sam Jackson's lines were like the best. I was like, because he knows how to deliver lines very well,
and he's a very different Nick Fury. I mean, this makes sense because
he's younger. He's more trusting.
And what about the CG de-aging? I mean, I think
I was going to talk about that. Like, wow.
Especially with Coulson.
Yeah.
I thought Coulson would have been in it more.
Like,
I guess. I mean,
it was great to see him back in a cinematic movie.
Yeah. Can't believe he died again, though. It was great.
Well, that would have screwed up canon.
Yeah. No, it was good. I couldn't tell how much of it was like CGI and how much of it was like just makeup.
Because I mean, good. Do you want that?
No, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think they compared. He was on some talk show and they compared like this picture of Sam Jackson in Captain Marvel to like some '90s movie, and
Pulp Fiction.
No, it was like some movie where he like had the same like hairstyle and everything.
Sure.
And he looked younger in this movie, in Captain Marvel, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like if you can pull that off, that's
hard to believe he's 70 years old.
Yeah,
70 years old.
That's cray.
There's hope for you, Steve. That's what I'm saying. There's hope for you.
You too.
Be in a movie someday.
You too could look 70.
If we do video, we could just.
He's 30 years younger than I am, so I mean, he looks really good.
But for the whole controversy stuff, I don't know. A lot of it was like kind of lost into the like conversation because like she said stuff like, "Oh, I don't want you know, it's not gonna be all white males at the what you say
Press junkets or
press
whatever.
junkets or whatever. I'm like, okay, I get what she's saying, but I know people are gonna misconstrue this. I know it's gonna happen.
It's how you say it, I think.
Well, especially rabid fanboys, they're just looking, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. And it's like you just alienated half of your audience. It's like that's not what she's. I get what she was trying to do, but it just came off wrong. And we're gonna fight about this until for another 2 months. And I just wanted to see the movie at that point. I was like, I don't care about what anybody else has to say. I just want to see the movie, see what I think about it, if I like it or not. I don't want to base it off of like, oh, he said, she said. It's like, okay, whatever.
So you were going into the experience with a modicum of frustration that may have lent to your viewing experience.
Maybe you should rewatch it and then come back.
No. I didn't. Okay, that's another thing. You guys think I hate this
one
movie.
bowl,
and
go
then
watch
it.
the movie,
and then watch it.
No. I watched it with an open mind. I wasn't mad about the movie. I was mad
smoke
about
a half bowl.
I'm not going to smoke.
Did you not find her funny? Like her character?
Her character was funny. She had those moments of just like, okay.
But did
She's
you
like
find
a
her
smart
annoying?
Annoying?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
She was like,
I was just trying to gauge whether or not it was like if we had some like female bias going on.
Actually, Joey's quite anti-misogynistic when it comes to that stuff. He really is. He gets more wrapped up into the fan behavior, I think, aspect of it.
Oh, for sure.
Which is obviously impacting his
thought process.
what?
I was mostly kidding
Well,
when
no,
I said that.
This is an intervention today for Joey. Surprise!
I thought it was a good thing, and then he was like, but he sucks. Now.
Mom, come on in, Mom.
I figured if I'm going to give a compliment, I've got to
Gotta throw it away.
I
right
wasn't
away.
sure how to take that either. I thought, like, are you schooling me or are you schooling him? Because I don't know.
That's
I got
Hannibal Lecter here.
I got the tears coming. No, yeah, and it was just mostly like, I don't think fans were ready to just let this be just a good movie. Like, I'm all for. I was thinking about this like on the car ride home. I was like, I'm all for like superhero movies. I would never want a comic book movie to fail. But one, I would never want a movie company, Marvel or DC, to be so comfortable that they're like, hey, we're this far along. We made these many good movies. Let's just crap one out. And they're going to think it's great.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be too comfortable. I don't want the directors to be too comfortable. I don't want the fans to be so comfortable that it's just like, oh, it's Marvel. It's going to be great. It's like,
Right.
well, is it? We don't know that.
I did read an article and remind me of there were two directors. One was female, one was male. And I did read an article that talked about how, what's her name? Who's the female director?
Brie Larson. Oh, wait.
The female director that
I
was
can't
on
remember
it.
her name. I can't remember
She
either.
didn't. I mean, she kind of was like co-director, so really he had more of the say than she did.
Well,
and
that
this
was
was just like an article that
Yeah.
I don't know how factual it was.
Sure.
They would have liked to have seen her incorporate some of her ideas with the female characters. And actually, I think the article that I read, which was written by a female, of course, had said that like it had a lot of good moments, but they like wanted more from a female cast. Like probably what we got from Wonder Woman and how.
Right.
Well
that was
done.
another thing. Like, we didn't. Like, I watched some.
I need tissue.
Okay.
Sorry. I didn't want to say it out
What
loud.
did I do? That was an.
Hang on. We'll wait. We'll pick it up.
The best part is she gets up, walks like 30 feet away, and the sneeze sounds like this. There's no noise attached to it.
It's like farting, then running right back to your friends, like, "Hey guys."
But no, so like I watched some like the press junkets and stuff. I didn't hear anything from either director. Like it's not. It's like they didn't put them into the light.
Weird. Yeah.
Well,
I didn't even know it was two directors until I saw.
yeah,
the
I know.
credits.
I was like, that's
oh.
cool, interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like,
I wonder if Disney just. I mean, not to say she didn't contribute. I'm sure she did. But Disney probably wanted to look good because, Wonder Woman got Patty Jenkins, a female director, and they're pretty much going down this route of every female movie should have a female director. So like, well, we got this guy. Let's bring a girl on. That's the best we can do.
yeah.
And I'm not sure like how much she contributed. I'm sure she did, but like I don't know specifically or what she would have done differently if she just had the reins, And I haven't heard her personally say anything about it. This
Right.
article was just a third person's opinion. Like what would have happened if she would have just been on it by herself.
And I've seen reviews where they said it was bland. I can see that, but actually I was surprised how much I liked it. I'm not saying I was like blown away, but one criticism I think is pretty accurate is it feels like a phase 1 movie. Kind of like they're getting their bearings a little bit to me. You know, it's not very. It doesn't follow the formula too much, so I think that's a good thing in a way. It does give it time to develop, though, the characters, I think.
Well, it just had a tonal problem for me, and like the color grading was just a little off.
Really?
I was just like, I can't tell what they want to go for right now.
And Jude Law was very Jude Law.
I thought he was great. I thought he was really good as
You're not a Jude Law fan?
No, I am. I just felt like he was very
Andra or
Jude Law.
Wanra or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
People thought he was Marvel for the longest time, and then he wasn't.
Yeah, I went in thinking that, like, why is it has to be such a damn secret? I mean, it didn't work out for Khan and Star Trek Into Darkness. Like, just come out on Front Street, but then not to give it away. I understood.
When everybody dies.
The whole planet's gone. I took it too far.
Yeah, that was dumb.
I know. That was really that was stupid. Yeah, I agree.
Kidding.
I'll say the first 10 seconds or so is very cool in the movie.
Oh, the Stanley tribute?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
I guess
Nice.
I guess you're not trying to spoil it.
Surprise.
Did anybody clap in your theater? Because they did in mine.
No. Well, you went Thursday night.
I
That
went
was probably the
opening
most
night.
amped up crowd
Yeah.
to go see it with. Yeah.
So people were like clapping, and I heard a couple of people like "thank you," and so that was pretty.
I was
cool.
kind of just like,
Yeah.
And the minute I saw, this is not really spoiling anything. He has a cameo in it.
Yeah. I've read about it.
Huge. Did you read about it? A huge Kevin Smith nod. It was. The minute I saw that, I'm like, he's gonna cry. And when I came home, because he's always emotional, you know, he smokes a lot of weed too. But when I got home, he posted a picture and it's him in tears because it was such a cool nod to Smith and
Mallrats. Something about that though, like I'm not saying it was bad.
Hold on, I'm gonna get Kevin on the phone here.
Yeah. Hello, Kevin.
Hey man.
That was so he's reading the Mallrats script. It's in front of his face,
Yes.
and he puts it down. And and then they cut. He puts it down, and he just looks up and smiles at her. And then that's it. So I don't think that was the original cameo.
No. I think it's CG. Is that what you're saying?
No, like they shot the cameo of him looking like, because they said they have plenty of cameos.
Oh, you're
left.
saying the script thing was added on.
The script was added on, and like, because he keeps saying like "true believer" or whatever, and I'm like, I think they just
He's
used
actually saying the lines he did.
yeah.
in
I'm like, I
Mallrats.
think they just reused that audio.
Maybe.
And like,
yeah. And he didn't look the way he looked in '94. I don't think they de-aged him because
No.
he looked.
that was the
his
thing.
face looked really. Did you see how swollen his face looked?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
but yeah, that was the thing. I think it was like not an original.
he had
Cameo.
filmed several cameos, and my
Right.
thought was, I'm sure everyone's like, it had to be green screen involved so they could just add them in anywhere they want. But the minute I saw that, I was like, oh, that is so cool. I'm a big Mallrats
I thought it was
fan.
really cool. Yeah,
Yeah, I love that. That was just such a cool. I don't know. It
and she
really
punches him, and that's how he dies.
Yep.
It was good though. It was good. Are you familiar with the comic version of Captain Marvel? I'm not. That's
Yes.
what I'm asking. What are your favorite storylines from that?
Honestly, I don't really have a lot of favorite storylines. Jeepers. Was I not reading well?
Yeah.
The levels on the mic.
No.
Anyway,
I just wanted to do that.
so what I like. Just kidding. That's why there's some controversy surrounding this movie too. Is that Captain Marvel is not an iconic hero like a Wonder Woman is, and Marvel people are feeling like they're kind of trying to force just a woman character down there,
Yeah.
because they don't have a standalone character that is iconic like a Wonder Woman. That said, I don't give two shits about that at all. But her history is very convoluted. She's been multiple characters. She's had a lot of different origins, things of that nature. My favorite part about her is in the comics, her and Jessica Jones are best friends. And just the way they interplay that relationship is always really cool. So for me, I like it for the characterization moments. I can't point to a storyline and say epic.
Yeah.
I'll be anxious
I'm not trying to be a dick about that,
Right,
because I like comics all over the place.
Well, I'm guessing this storyline in this movie is pretty new. Like it's maybe borrowed from recent comics, but
Yeah.
I enjoyed the mythos. I wanted to see more. I think that's what it lacked. I wanted to see more, and I didn't even clock how long it was. The movie
It was 2 hours.
Was it 2 hours? I felt like there was some slow moments. They could have probably edited it out, maybe given us more. But I think it connected things pretty well.
I was going to say there were 3 points that kind of made everything come full circle, because I haven't read the comics, so of course I have no idea what's going on unless I
don't
watch
either.
the movies.
Yeah.
So there were 3 things that occurred that kind of brought everything to the forefront for me, which was Well, I feel like I can't talk about it because then we'll spoil the movie.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So,
No, okay.
I'm really old and I can't hear anyway.
oh yeah. Did you bring your hearing aids today?
I did, sweetheart. I did.
Okay.
Thank you for asking.
Oh, you're
That's so
welcome.
nice.
Hey, okay.
Can I have some
Just
Jello?
Yeah.
So Nick Fury's
Tapioca
eye
pudding,
for
okay?
one, right?
Oh my god.
Which
that
I know
was
you
so
want to talk
stupid.
about. I know you want to talk
We
about
can
that.
probably talk about it without spoiling it exactly, right?
Well,
You want
yeah.
me to spoil
So
it for you? Because it's the worst writing in the
it's
world.
like stupid funny.
Nope.
It's stupid funny.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's what it is.
You know,
but-
if they hadn't referenced it in the beginning of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
how's your eye?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we get it.
I don't want to make up your
Yeah.
mind for you. Just tell us what you think of it after you see it.
I will. I'll
But
put it in the
it's
group
stupid,
chat.
Joey.
I'll put it in the group chat.
You put
Okay.
it there.
All right.
Do it.
And then of course, so like Nick Fury's eye, and then like how like the Avengers, right? So
Mhm,
that
mhm.
start.
that was cool. Probably
Yeah.
shoehorned
That,
in.
yeah, I was going to say that felt a little shoehorned.
Yeah, but still, it was like, okay.
But she like so she's the original, right? So she's like not well.
Captain America.
Captain America's first Avenger, sorry.
What?
Captain America, first Avenger.
Okay, fine, but like.
A man.
But Shield wasn't, but Nick wasn't exposed to him first, right? Like, according
No.
to the storyline.
Cap's
So-
still frozen in the 90s.
right.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
his first interaction with these, I'm going to call them beings because I mean, well, they're heroes. Like he didn't know that existed until
Well,
she
no.
was here.
That Captain America existed? Or
Well,
what?
they knew
He
about
didn't-
Cap.
They knew
Shield's
about Cap.
still.
Oh.
knew
Because they taught
Cap.
about him in school. Coulson said he collected those cards. Like
He didn't know
he was a prominent figure back in like the World War II.
But did Nick know?
I mean, they grew up on it. They probably taught it in school.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he knew who he was, but I mean, the difference
he know
between
that he
Captain
was-
America
That
and
he
Captain
existed,
Marvel
yes.
is a power base,
Right.
And, you know,
Because the
Soldier
way that the
Serum
storyline was
wasn't
written
probably
in the
taught in
movie,
school.
because he said there's got to be more of them like her out there. So that made me think that like he wasn't aware that there.
Well, he was aware. He was aware that Captain America existed, not that he was
alive.
in the ice.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
But he did know. He had to have known he was.
No, he knew.
Super soldier
Yeah,
experiment.
yeah.
right.
He knew about Captain America. I mean, you don't work at Shield and not. That was another thing.
That's
that
kind of
weirded me out.
that's kind of like, I guess if you don't follow the comics and you don't really know that writing then misleads you to think that he
Mhm.
didn't know.
Right.
I mean, he knows that there might be the possibility, so they're going to go find them.
Mhm.
But at that time, like, was that his first exposure? That's how I took it, with how it was written, anyways.
Right.
Do you know what line I'm talking about, though? In the movie where he was like, "Well, like I can't remember the
Yeah,
exact
no, I
verbiage.
know.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying,
Yeah,
but like,
right. There has to be
he-
more, basically.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. And like he probably just thought Captain was dead. Captain America
Yeah.
was dead.
that makes sense
Yeah.
then.
What was the second point you brought up?
Well, I was going to bring up the pager thing because that was like I didn't know
Oh,
what
yeah.
that was.
Did you
So-
see?
You know what a
Infinity War?
pager was?
No, I didn't
Oh.
like know that was
for a symbol.
yes, like she had like I didn't know that was
Oh,
something that
yeah.
she had given him. So
But you recognize the callback to the.
You saw Infinity War,
Infinity
right?
yeah, I
right?
did say Infinity
last
War.
scene.
So
Yeah.
you saw the pager scene in Infinity
Yes.
War? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then you watch the cutscene at the very end, and then that makes sense.
You know the only bad thing? We all know this. This doesn't spoil anything. That pager's basically for emergencies, right? She's
Yeah.
so powerful. Wouldn't he have paged her in Avengers? with the alien threat?
yeah,
I'm
because he
saying?
would.
Josh,
you would think that
they
he
had
would
to
know.
come up with an excuse to
I know
use her right now.
I know. I get it.
Like he knows why they're here.
They said, "Hey, it's 2019. We got to get a female movie in there."
Yeah. No, I get it.
And they're like, "Oh, what about Black Widow?" It's like, screw that.
I love the letdown though of the Infinity War pager scene because only the nerds knew what that
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. Well,
Everybody else is like, "Oh, that's
what
cool."
is this thing?
Yeah, they're trying to act like they know what the hell it is.
Who did he page his mom?
Well,
Right.
they called Catherine Marvel.
Catherine Marvel.
Well, what about the acting? All the characters involved. I thought Ben Mendelsohn knocked out of the park.
What do you want me to say about the movie?
Your thoughts?
No, I thought the acting was pretty good all around. Ben Mendelsohn was really good.
He's great.
The way he was able to like drop his accent and then like pick it back up and everything.
The makeup I thought was good.
It kind of threw me off because he was like, yeah, he took over my old boss or whatever. I'm like, could we not have seen that or something? That would have made sense. Because like then it would just like, I mean, we knew it was Ben Mendelsohn, so it could just been like, well, that's him in disguise. But then if we saw him, copying the boss, we'd be like, oh, okay, that makes sense as to why, like, he looks like Ben Mendelsohn. I can't say his name without freaking out. I'm like Mendelsohn.
That's easy for you to say.
First time I ever
Leave
saw
me
him,
alone, Steve.
Sorry.
first time I ever saw him was Dark Knight Rises. Which he had, he got his head crushed by Bane. But
Yeah.
very good actor. Like, he just always delivers. And yeah.
He was really good in. Have you ever seen Place Beyond the Pines?
No, that's...
I have.
Really good in that.
Yeah.
Who else is in that? There's a lot of
Ryan
people.
Gosling, Eva
And-
Mendes.
Yeah. His now wife.
Are they married?
Wait.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
Well,
are.
they're not married, but they have children. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
2.
they're not married. You said it was his
I
wife.
think they are
You
married.
said they're not married.
Aren't they married?
I don't think so.
I mean, who are we?
Megan,
they
Maybe
have
they got
bastard
married
children?
in secret.
How can we see
Hey.
this movie? Is it a Netflix film or is it's out?
It was on
Place
Netflix.
Beyond the
I don't
Pine?
know that it is
Yeah.
now.
Oh, it was a feature film.
Was it?
But
So Spielberg would have liked it.
it was. That's okay. That's a good draw because apparently that was just like a fake thing that people were throwing around.
What?
Spielberg was never really out to get Netflix. That's what I've been hearing like the past couple
What?
days, that he was not, that wasn't really a thing. That was just someone playing telephone. And then
Really?
yeah.
Because there was something before the Oscars and after the Oscars. He's
Yeah.
on the
I
board
don't.
of
I don't.
governors.
I don't know. I don't know.
We talked about.
I'm
last
just saying.
show,
I'm just
so-
saying.
I
It makes a
know,
lot
I
of sense.
heard.
It makes a lot of sense that it's fake because I don't see a filmmaker like tearing down other films.
Especially him.
Yeah, Spielberg. I mean, he's synonymous with film.
But where's his statement then? If it's fake, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, it's Spielberg. I don't think he really gives a shit either way. I don't think he cares what people think.
No.
What people think about his
Really?
opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he'd be like, I'm so sorry to anybody who thinks I hate film. It's just like, well, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But if he gives a statement, cool. But I don't think he needs to. But yeah, thanks for bringing that up. I meant to say something, I forgot.
That was a happy accident.
Yeah.
Sam Jackson, you enjoyed?
Oh yeah, I really liked him. Again, like he's playing a younger Fury. He's like more trusting of people.
Mm-hmm.
Younger Fury.
Younger Fury.
David Hasselhoff.
Another band name.
I don't know. What do you think of the acting?
I thought it was good.
Did you like Brie Larson?
I was yeah, and I liked her in
The Room.
yes, I thought she
Room.
Not
Just
the-
Room.
not
Room.
Room.
room. Yeah,
Yeah,
She-
not The Room.
she did great in that. I was a little concerned, and then I thought she did a great job.
It wasn't top notch in this one. From the trailers
She's
was
playing like a sarcastic.
Her
no,
mind-
absolutely. I totally get that.
It's what she's given, probably.
Like from the trailer, I was like, okay, it doesn't seem great, but I'm gonna wait till the movie. And still, it seems like she's like phoning it in a little bit. Like she's kind of like bored with the role, kind of.
Mhm.
That's just
I
what
think
I got.
maybe that just might be her character though a little bit too. Like, is she really? What am I trying to say? Is there? I don't really feel like there's a whole lot to her that you can see right now, anyways,
Yeah.
because she doesn't really know who she is.
Yeah,
Other
that's
than-
how I forgave it.
So it's like what you see is what you
she's
get.
like
kind of.
everything's
Yeah.
just confusing, and she
Mhm.
doesn't really, Some
Also,
of
I
her-
heard she ignored fans at one of the premieres or something.
Way to
that's-
go, Brie.
Well, it's just like that comes with the territory of Marvel movies or any superhero movies. Like, come on,
Yeah,
I get like
Unless
some
you're
actors.
Mark.
Who?
Mark Ruffalo.
What about him?
He's just super friendly.
Oh,
he's
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
come to your house.
You
I mean,
You
Yeah.
said Mark
I mean,
like
he
you-
was just at my house last week. I don't know if you knew that.
I was gonna say you said
Ah.
Mark like you knew him,
Oh.
like you Mark.
do we have any
Yeah. We're
in-game
bros.
spoilers he gave us?
Endgame spoilers.
Yeah,
She doesn't know what
Avengers
Endgame is.
Yes, I do.
He gave her some spoilers.
Oh,
in the
yeah,
end.
yeah. Well, I thought you were talking about like the cutscene at the end, or the last. I thought that's what you're talking about. No. Why do you guys make me feel stupid all the time?
What did we do?
No, it was you not hearing what I said, and I just said thank
Yeah,
God.
no,
that
it's
you
fine.
didn't hear it. Yeah,
What'd he say?
nothing.
He said you're a great person. He said I would never tell this to her face, but she's a great person. We're lucky to have her.
Yeah, that's,
I said, why wouldn't you tell that to her
I couldn't
face?
tell that. I couldn't tell that to her.
Except that's not what he said.
Anyways,
How would you rank the film out of all the Marvel films? Like, is it the worst?
13.
to you?
oh,
13?
absolutely not.
I don't know.
It's not the worst, but it's not the best.
No, it's definitely
like-
not their strongest.
People have compared to like the earlier Thor ones, like Thor 2.
Yeah.
maybe.
I was
could
gonna
see
say
that.
the first Thor, but okay.
First Thor, sure.
Yeah.
Second Thor, that might take the cake as the worst.
Really?
That and Iron Man 3 is just like, oof.
Iron Man 3 is a tough one. It's like
yeah, I don't know that.
it's
I
kind of
like
entertaining if it wasn't an Iron Man film, But I don't know. It's just weird. Yeah, Shane Black, R.I.P.
He died?
No,
Okay,
his career did.
cool.
No, his buddy's career did. Yeah. Side note.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't rank it too high, but like, I would say the first event.
This is why we need video.
I know, and he's out
What's
of all
happening?
he doesn't want to be on video, and he's
looking at what you were doing.
he's comedy gold, and
That was hilarious,
I gotta just blur
honestly.
your face. Let me blur your face,
You-
and we'll
you
do
look-
everything else.
You look like a baby who had just discovered like the first toy.
I was just looking for Romania. That's all I was doing. It's not like,
Okay.
He had a globe in his hand.
I wish I had something interesting or a good anecdote for that, but no.
I would say like I liked First Avenger more than this,
Okay.
but I do have a soft spot for that movie. Everybody loves to trash it. I think it's
Captain America: First Avenger.
yeah. I love what you
Cap
don't
is
like it?
gold.
People love to trash First Avenger.
Yeah,
I don't
screw them.
understand it.
What do they trash most about it?
That's another thing. I don't understand what they don't like about the movie. I don't think they do either.
Is it just so
They
it's so cliche or
It's
predictable,
cliche. It's
maybe?
like a boring origin story. I don't know. I love the World War
it
II
was
feeling
amazing.
of it, the aesthetics,
Yep.
the whole
how he
Agent
got
Smith
into
was
Captain
great in it.
America?
Agent Smith. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, and Stanley Tucci,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like Tommy Lee Jones, like that entire cast was just great. And that was that after they got sold to Disney or before?
That was way
was
before.
that
It's
still
Paramount.
still Paramount?
Yep.
And I think that's the thing is like I love a lot of the Paramount Marvel movies.
Paramount. Yeah, it felt
I think-
more. It didn't feel as formulaic. I guess you could
When they
say.
didn't try to force the humor on you. That's
Right.
what I'm saying.
Yeah. I kind of,
Um,
honestly, Phase 1. I like a lot about Phase 1. It just felt like
That was another thing.
experience.
I didn't like I said, 90% of the humor kind of fell flat, but they also there wasn't too much of it. There wasn't too much humor, but it
Just
wasn't
enough.
great humor as well.
Right.
But anyways, yeah, I would give this like a 6.5, maybe a 7 out of 10.
That's good.
Yeah, no, it was
Respectable.
again a good movie.
Oh, you can see it again? Do you plan on?
I think I'm going tomorrow with my parents. It was a fine movie. It was good. It was decent, and I don't think people are ready to accept that it like Marvel can just make a decent movie,
Mhm.
especially like the first female one. Like it has to be amazing. It's like, well, it might just not be, and that we have to deal with that. Like it got again Rotten Tomatoes. I don't give a shit about anymore, but
Careless.
They're changing their approach.
well, it went from 90s like to 80s within a couple days, and people were like, "Oh, it's all men. It's the fanboys who hate the movie." And it's like, man, we've been dealing with this since 2016, and now you're just like, "Oh, Rotten Tomatoes is broken," and now they got rid of like the early ratings. Like you can't.
They got rid of everything.
Well, they really are. They got rid of the early
Here's a
ratings.
trailer,
They're
that's
getting
it.
rid of like a lot of the negative reviews.
Yeah, isn't that kind of against the?
Absolutely, it is.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. You have to I think you just have to let these movies be what they're going to be.
It's like free speech, honestly. It's like, yeah, you're going to have, there's actually legitimate negative reviews, but yet they're probably not going to separate that from the true people who just hate on it.
Yeah.
So they all get,
Society.
And I'm not saying there aren't men who are out to get this movie because it's female because a lot of the feminists love it. It's like it's bad on both sides, is what I'm saying. But I'm not saying like neither of them exist.
I think it's what Wonder Woman did right, though. WB, I don't think had too much faith in it because, it felt like it was coming out and there wasn't a lot of talk, but it stayed out of the controversy.
And they tried to
was
nix
fine.
the No Man's Land scene.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
that
That's
guy's
one of the
gone,
best
right?
scenes in cinematic
He's not
history.
gone, but he's on his way out the door.
Yeah,
I think.
he's on his
I think
way
they've
That's the
opened-
president, what's his face?
Sujihara.
Yeah,
Did
there's
he have an affair with an
there's
actress?
an actress situation going on there.
Well,
yeah,
he tried to
supposedly.
coerce her into sex for
Ooh.
Wonder Woman
Oh, he
audition.
did a Weinstein, basically.
Yeah, pretty
Oh,
much.
Great.
Which actress?
She's a British actress. I can't remember her name.
Yeah, it wasn't. I didn't recognize it, but
And she's just been in small things. That's it.
yeah.
So he was like, "Hey, if you, I'll give you this part."
Sup, girl?
Yeah.
don't know
No,
if he
I
said
won't give
that
you
or
this
not
part.
exactly.
I'll give you an
He's like,
audition.
I got a small thing for you.
Oh, an
They'll give you
audition.
promising auditions.
Audition for
That's
this
all.
part.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, he sucks.
Yep.
I'm Steve. Oh, we're not doing it.
Well,
Sorry.
Megan,
Yeah.
you like the movie?
Yeah,
Good?
What would
I
you
did.
rate it?
On a 10 scale, go.
On a 10 scale,
Can't even rate it.
No,
She
I'm
hated it
gonna-
so much.
On a scale of
I'm gonna
McFlurries.
give it. I'm gonna give it a 7 based off of what I liked about it, which we already talked about.
I'm glad we could have a civil discussion about this.
Are we?
Yay.
Are you actually? What is that? This thing we're doing? Like,
Snap.
okay,
Yeah, I would.
Glad we
I
could
would
have a civil discussion.
I'd
or
do
maybe
Idiot.
probably 6 to 7 for me.
Yeah?
I enjoyed it. I
you
liked it
saying?
more than I thought it would. So
I don't know.
yeah. Usually when
nice.
usually when critics are like, it's bland, I'm like
What is
agreeing.
wrong with you right
He's just
now?
getting ready for tonight when they have the Stan Lee tribute,
When the
and he's
movie's
like the only one clapping.
when the movie's done, he's like, "Thank God that's over."
Oh my god. Oh, Steve, we gotta get your thoughts afterwards. Well, let's get into the Captain Marvel spoilers.
Him losing his eye. It's the stupidest thing I've seen in
Joey
any Marvel movie. It's stupid.
But funny.
No, it's not. That's the thing. They risked him being like this strong character or like, stoic, whatever.
Like badass, how he lost
But he's
the
human.
eye.
So,
Yeah, but he's human. But they risked him being badass for like humor. And that is where they lose me.
Mm-hmm. Well, my whole thing is,
Okay.
why did we have to even go there? Why?
What do you mean? You see him losing his eye at all?
Yeah, why? Why do we need to know that? Just
Yeah.
why is this movie like it's like Indiana Jones 3? Why one day Indy becomes Indy? It's like
We know the reason why. The
Yeah.
reason why is because they want to give him something to do.
right.
Well, it just like you've seen Winter Soldier, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the scene where he
They want
says,
to connect things.
Last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye.
Mm-hmm.
That makes that scene look so stupid.
It
now.
does. It does.
Yeah.
Which
It
is
does.
still, in my
I guess I
opinion,
didn't
the
think
best
about
Marvel
that.
movie.
No, absolutely.
Winter Soldier.
Strong. One of the strongest, like
By
the car
far.
chase.
top
Oh my God.
top 3, if anything.
Actually, now that that writing doesn't
Get
make
me
any
off
sense.
the grid.
Huh?
That writing doesn't make any
I scream
sense
that all
now
the
that you
time.
go back and think
See,
about
I'm
it.
telling you, man, that movie stands up against any movie.
I guess now
Yeah.
that you talk, now that you mention
regardless
that,
of the
okay.
genre. It was really
Russo's, man.
if
Yeah.
I had to pick one thing that I hated about Captain Marvel, it was that.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch that today.
Yeah,
So then it
Winter
doesn't
Soldier?
make any
Yeah.
sense
Do
at
it.
all, Josh. If you put in that writing,
I know, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I kind of just
They
kills
need
that
to review
whole
their
moment.
scripts before they write the new one.
They thought it was fun.
Because they
Again,
assume the
I'm
audience
saying
is
they're
stupid.
comfortable.
Yeah.
They're comfortable with their movies. They're like, anything we
Unless
do.
that was
they're
like
gonna
sarcasm that nobody picked up on.
What? The scene where he lost his eye?
Where when he said that,
What?
the last time he trusted someone, he lost an eye. So
There was
unless
no
that was
sarcasm
Well,
in
and I-
context there. I don't
If
think.
you look at it now, like the way he lost his eye and the way he said that, it's like, oh well, obviously he doesn't want to tell anybody because that's embarrassing.
okay.
I don't want him to be embarrassed. I don't. If we never saw how he lost his eye, I would have been 10
Yeah.
times happier.
Same.
Does
same.
it talk about that in the comics at all?
I don't know. I don't think they.
Or
I,
it's just-
I
I
think
think
they
Fury
waved
just
bye bye to comic
never had an
accuracy
eye.
a long time
Well, the
ago.
original Nick Fury is a white guy.
Right.
David Hasselhoff.
Oh.
In
Always had
WW2, he led the
Yeah.
oh crap, what's Caps?
Howling Commander.
Yes,
That's the thing. I think they waved bye bye to comic accuracy a long time ago, and that's fine. They're
Mhm.
taking their own thing with it, but there's certain aspects that I'm just like, that's dumb. That is dumb.
right.
I don't know. That,
Yeah, no, I get it.
And like
yeah.
I knew that was coming because I asked a couple friends. I was like, "Is this how it happens?" Because I read a spoiler and I hate this. And they're
Mhm.
like, "Yeah, I don't know what to tell you." I'm like, "Okay, well."
Let's just say Thor losing his eye was more.
Oh my gosh,
Dramatic.
that was so cool.
Yeah, that was a lot.
And I
better.
hated Ragnarok.
Right,
Yeah.
Mitch, you saw it recently. What'd you think? You weren't here last week with us.
I went in and I dropped all my preconceived notions of Brie Larson and just said, okay, I'm going to watch it for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Did you not like her? Sorry, I need some background.
No, you're fine. So, I mean, she's come out against a lot of the male population, I should say, to put it nicely.
She's a feminist. Okay.
And it's, I get what she's saying, but the way that it's coming off is one way than I think what is intended.
yeah, the choice of words and how to use them. Like I get the message and I understand and I respect, but it's like say it. She talks like she's kind of like in school still.
There needs to be more equality, but the way it comes off is that I don't like men, period. So regardless of that, I just said, okay, I'm going to go in and see the movie for what it's worth. I want to have fun. And I really did enjoy it. I thought some scenes that she acted in were a little stale, but other than that, I liked it. The part that I really laughed at is when she's fighting, is it the Kree?
Skrulls or the Kree?
Which ones are the green guys that shapeshift? Skrulls. Okay, so she's fighting them on the ship, and then one of them like screams, and she goes like that. I busted out laughing. I was just like,
That is Thor too.
Yeah,
do you remember that in Thor? The ice planet, whatever the hell it is.
I mean, that just seems like something
that.
typically a normal random Joe would do when they're still kicking ass.
Was good,
yeah. I loved Samuel Jackson in that, almost to the point where I thought he maybe stole the show a little bit, where he picks up the cat and it like eats somebody.
Yeah,
that part I was laughing my ass off when he goes, ah!
That was funny.
he uses that as his weapon of choice, like some giant octopus cat.
but then he's dumb enough to put it right to his face.
Yeah,
and get his eye clawed, which I didn't like the first time I saw it.
I was laughing hysterically. Oh, it'll heal, and then you look back over at the other guy, and he's like,
Nope.
shakes his head, nope.
Were you surprised about? I don't know if you're aware of Ben Mendelsohn. He's been a bad guy in pretty much every movie.
Yeah.
Very good actor. Were you surprised about the turn the character took?
Yeah, I was.
I mean, I guess they're all bad guys. They're in war, right?
Yeah.
But he's done with war and he wants his family back and all that and find a home.
Right.
Yeah.
It makes total sense. I mean,
really
there's always
enjoyed it. Yeah.
two sides to a war. I mean, you know.
I just like their whole rapport.
Yeah, it was
Sitting
funny.
on the cup. It's like you can't trust everybody.
Yeah. The shape-shifting, you
Yeah.
know.
It's like it takes a certain skill.
And then his wife looks over and she's like, nope. Yeah, that was a complete 180.
Great actor.
I was just gonna say that looking back and knowing who he is now, because I didn't look at, I'm like, wow.
Right?
It's cool because he plays two characters. Well,
Yeah, he plays his human self,
Yes,
and then
he does.
the
Yeah.
alien. Yeah.
So if they ever go back in time again, you technically would see his director in there, his Shield director character in there, which would be great. So
Yeah.
let's hope because he didn't kill him, tied him up.
Yeah.
So as they were turning, their characters were turning to good guys.
Mm-hmm.
I thought back, like, did they actually harm anybody, other than when they tried to shoot?
Yeah.
That's the only time they tried to shoot Captain Marvel, and she, shot her beam or whatever it is.
Now, the only thing, the one part where I did tear up a little bit, though, was the Stan Lee cameo.
Yeah.
That was
Reading
awesome.
Mallrats, and
Oh.
she stops and looks over and smiles.
I was so happy for Kevin Smith in that moment.
Yeah,
Just like,
God.
that is such a big thing too, because he loves these movies and he started referencing all this stuff when it wasn't normal in films, and just to have them like pay a big homage to that, like that was awesome. It's perfect time to do it because they're in the 90s, and actually Kevin Smith did put a video out there saying he didn't know about the cameo long ago. Kevin Feige called him up, and of course he was crying. Kevin Smith was not Kevin Feige. But they needed Kevin Smith's help because they had to manipulate the cameo. It's like, CG elements first, with the script and stuff, and they needed some audio.
Yeah.
So they asked him if he had any old Mallrats outtakes of the lines Stan had in the film. And so he provided that to Marvel, and that's what they used.
Yeah.
So when he's saying "true believer" and rehearsing with the script,
But that little smile that she gives to him.
Yeah, that was cool. I know a lot of
if he
people
wouldn't
like,
have
that's
passed
breaking the fourth wall, but like, nah, I get
if
it.
he wouldn't have passed away,
Yeah.
I don't think it'd have as much impact. But I think just the fact that he did pass away was touching.
Well, he also got the teeth in the way in when they replaced all the Marvel action sequences.
Yeah, that was
That'll
cool.
make the hair on the back of your neck stand out. I mean,
Yeah.
If I had any.
You do.
You do.
Give it a week.
Yeah.
There'll be a little fuzz.
Everybody has like little hairs. Or do they not have little hairs? I don't know.
I'm an albino bald guy.
I'm not a hairy person.
That's the title of the show. Yeah, I really enjoyed it the second time, Captain Marvel. The first time I had a lot of problems with certain scenes, but it wasn't. A lot of people were saying it was bland. I didn't really get that too much. I didn't like the Fury Eye thing. The second time, I took an account from listening to other people saying like, well, he's a very mysterious guy. He manipulates people. Like with the Avengers, he put the blood on Coulson's Captain America cards to kind of get them to rally up, against the threat. But
I was hoping for more Coulson. And we didn't get as
I liked
much.
what we got. With them in the car, that was great, even though that wasn't Coulson. But I like that, and I thought they did a pretty good job de-aging him. I want to see more Coulson. I miss Coulson. I think we all do.
God.
He hasn't been in a movie since the Avengers. He's been in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., of course, the TV show, but because his character does live, they bring him back through.
And why they don't put him back in the movies is beyond me.
I think, it's because, unfortunately, you have movie, TV. They're separate.
And you can't.
They don't link up. They don't try to.
Stupid.
I know. I agree. Maybe they'll get it right one of these days. But it's because there's different presidents, and so I think that's what happened. They weren't getting along. Like I think Feige wasn't getting along with the Marvel TV dude.
Yeah.
That's what happened. So I think in the beginning they were linking up a little bit, and then they parted ways. So, but yeah, it was great to see Coulson, and I caught a lot of more '90s reference the second time I saw it. Some of the lines.
Blockbuster was hilarious to see. I busted out at that one.
I miss Blockbuster too. I just miss the whole experience. We luckily have Family Video, and hopefully everyone listening out there has a place where you can still go rent a video old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
You need that experience, just like going to a movie theater, And
the laser tag reference.
Yes.
I missed that, I think. When was that? Do you recall?
So when they show up and there's the security guard sitting in his car.
I do know. Yes.
Right, and I guess I should say he goes up to Carol and says like, so the security guard said there's someone walking around like
dressed as laser tag or something.
Prepared to play laser tag.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because I actually remember like when you had laser tag, you had to wear that like stupid.
I had the
with the thing.
I played it a couple of months ago up in Minnesota.
Like old school with the guns.
Yeah.
And stuff?
Yeah, where you got the little body and it beeps at you, and
mine was.
You try to turn the gun around to shoot yourself just for fun.
It's like ka-choo, ka-choo. Yeah. It was a cartoon series. I think the one I had was based off of awesome gun, black gun with a red line on it.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's the same laser tag or not, but it had a device with a dome and it would light up red. So probably the same thing.
You play it in the dark in your basement, or did I just?
I was the only child, so I think I just put it on like the furniture. I was like, "Bidoo!"
No, they've gotten good now. Laser tag, you have to go to like certain pods within the room to basically recharge your gun, so you can't just endlessly shoot.
It's kind of like Laser X.
Yeah,
I used to have a Merle Hay.
Yeah. Laser X was awesome.
Yeah, they should have kept that. Well, the arcade's gone too. That was an impressive arcade, but yeah, this movie brought me back to the 90s, I'd say, and it didn't like overdo it. I think it was just the right amount. So what would you rank it with all the Marvel films? Is it up there, or is it kind of...
I'd say it's up there. It's a strong movie.
Yeah.
Some humor. Some good stuff.
Jude Law's always got to be a damn bad guy.
Why?
I knew in the beginning,
he wasn't...
like I like this guy, and he was like respectful of her, because when the other team was like, oh, she's going to be turned to the Skrulls or something, he's like, she's stronger than you think.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like a sexy bad guy, though.
Yeah, he's hot.
Yeah, Jude Law gets into so much trouble.
Oh, in real life?
Yeah.
Well, it's just infidelity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is bad, I guess, but... Well, no, it is bad.
It's just infidelity, right?
It's just, you know, kid pops out here and there.
Yeah, whoops. Yeah.
Whoops.
He's got
that's
needs.
the name. Whoops 1, whoops 2, whoops 3. Roger. Yeah.
Him and Eddie Murphy should meet.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy's got more kids, I think.
Eddie Murphy.
And he's not in a Marvel movie, so.
No.
Not yet.
That's like a requirement to get in, is you have to have like X amount of kids with baby mamas, and then you can be a villain now. It's fine.
The only thing that sucks
Eddie
about
Murphy's transitioned.
Fury losing his eye is just like, in the comics, it was like a shrapnel blast, grenade, and that's how he lost his eye. But in Winter Soldier, he says, last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye.
Yeah.
So it's like you trusted a cat, I guess, and which wasn't a cat. You knew it wasn't a cat.
Did he, though?
Yeah, because he held the cat up.
Oh, well,
and
yes.
that's when all the
you're right. That
things
part
came
happened
out.
first.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he put it right in his face. I'm like, dude, you just saw what this thing did. He just scratches him. But there's a funny thing going around. They took Thanos' face that we saw in the Infinity War. There's a mark. There's a scratch mark on his cheek.
Huh.
So they're like, oh, did a Flurkin do that to him? So I don't know. Might be a little link there. I don't know. I think what got me was like, yeah, he was in pain at first, but then they went back to the house. Like, why didn't you just go get that treated? Because he still had his eye like down, and I'd be freaking out. Like, if it's swollen like that, like, dude, go to the hospital. Why are you having dinner and washing dishes and singing?
He's probably in shock a little bit.
I guess so. He still has an eye. In Winter Soldier, he still had an eye. It just all glossed over, and you couldn't see out of it.
Yeah.
So, but the end was kind of cool. How Coulson gave him like a suitcase of eyes.
Yeah.
And he's like, "How'd you lose it? Was it a Skrull? Is that what it is?" He's like, "Carry on." Yeah, and he kept the cat as a pet. We never see it in the other films, obviously.
No.
So I wonder if they'll ever.
I like the little nod to how they got the Avengers initiative, though.
Yeah,
from the airplane. That was
first
pretty
viewing,
cool.
I thought that was really pushed, but second viewing, I was able to forgive a lot. I think it just had a lot of hype for the first time, and everything clicked for me the second time I saw it. I don't know, even her acting, like I get it because
now you her
character just.
I think she's just like that.
They're trying to capture. She's trying to get her memory back. You know, so I totally get that. And then when the Star Force, I wish we would have got more of them, but knowing that they're bad guys now, like I guess not. That's okay. But when they were coming back for her, when they knew she was going to Earth, they referred to was it like World 53 or something like that?
Oh, I know.
They called it
Yeah.
like that, and
I don't think it was 53 though.
what was it? 54? Studio 54?
It was it was something though.
Anyway, one of the female Star Force members said, "Oh, I've been there once. It's a shithole." And she was there when Jude Law killed Marvel. So that's what she was basically... That was like a nod to things to come. I didn't really get that the first time, but...
Yeah.
I dug Star Force, what we got from them.
C-53.
C-53. I had 53 right,
You
though.
did have the 53.
Yeah?
Yeah.
C-53. Yeah, it was a really good film, I thought, and...
I kind of knew she was going to let him live. Jude Law's character.
You did?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was her mentor.
I thought they were going to duke it out, and then...
That she was going to kill him.
Well, it
No,
kept
she's not
going
gonna
on.
lose.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I think she's just going to blast him, and that's what she did.
So-
And he just drug her, or she just drug him back to the ship and then launched it.
She still has a soft spot. So then, like, is he going to come back? Like, is this because he's alive?
Yeah, there's kind of some foreshadowing.
I like how they didn't, I think they've maybe learned from their villains. They've killed a lot of villains that could have been cool to see more of. So I think they're learning from that, trying to be more like the comics. Like, there's another chapter someday,
Yeah.
Yeah.
leaving it open.
Yeah. I could see why she wouldn't kill him. It makes sense to me. But
But still have a problem with the Avengers thing. And I get it because they did the Avengers before this and they had to come up with a way. But, he had the beeper. It's like, when you beeped when you had all these people above
yeah, so
you?
that's the part I guess I didn't understand because I didn't know it was related to that. And then, like, I need to go back and watch, I think, the last movie because I don't remember. Does he give that to them and that's why they have it? Or I don't remember.
What, the
Well,
beeper?
remember
The beeper, yeah.
So they must have found it when they were going to look for Fury, because remember
Oh, you're talking about the after credit scene?
Yeah.
because he gets dusted and Beeper's on the ground. So I'm guessing that they have a question as to what it actually does.
Because they were in...
And did he maybe alert? Because she shows up.
Yeah, but that's after they've already put it in and had it going.
The message was received, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Infinity War, and then her logo popped up, and it's like, okay, that's her.
Yeah.
So
But my guess is that it took a little while to get back from whatever.
power kept dying, so
Yeah.
they were just trying to revert power, and then they turn around and she's right there.
Yeah.
And it looks like they might have aged her up. There's some controversy now with the Avengers trailer, the newest one. She's made up a little bit more, and of course people are
Oh,
like,
with makeup?
yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, how dare, she needs makeup now. It's like, well, she's
Did
just
you
like
ever
anybody.
have a fear that she was going to lose her power? Because I did.
Oh, in the movie?
Well, when
Yeah.
she
a
had
little
the-
bit. Once I
Yeah.
realized what the node was doing, then
Yeah, like when they said it could be taken away, and then they put her into that,
that goop.
yeah. And then I love that scene, though, when she, like, overpowers it and breaks off, and then she just lights up with the eyes
Yeah.
and stuff. I love the mask with the mohawk, I think that's a cool look.
Yeah.
I don't think at the end she had that mask anymore, but I thought it was a nice touch. I like masks, Marvel doesn't do masks, if you notice. They don't really go that far. I guess they're kind of silly, but still, they made it like how it's functionable for battle and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But I kind of agree with you in the sense that when he was alive, before he vanished, or whatever we're calling that, why? I mean, you knew this was happening. Why didn't you call for her then? Like,
Well,
You know?
maybe.
Well, we don't know the timeline that they're in yet.
oh, that's true. We
What,
don't.
with Avengers?
Yeah, because there's so many different timelines in Endgame right now that we don't know when Nick Fury started that pager thing. Or we have an idea based on the fact that he was put into ground toast, but other than that, we don't know, how far.
You mean if you misplaced it over the years or something? Because
be, or
if you
maybe-
go in order, he got this
Yeah.
in the 90s.
Right.
Avengers happened way after that. He had the eye patch and the bald head, the goatee, like the look he has now. There was no pager in that one. I get why there isn't, obviously, because they didn't write this yet. But the thing is, like in Avengers, she said emergencies only. Well, that was like, and he didn't know the Avengers would come together like they did. That was kind of like a.
My guess is that this was like a last minute desperation.
And
We're
it's
pressing
fine.
the nuclear
It's fine.
buttons.
It's just a nitpick.
Yeah.
I totally get it. They just didn't have it written. I understand how it works. You're trying to put everything together, and of course you're going to have some of those inconsistencies, like why not then?
Right.
All these other times. They have that problem now with the solo films why don't you just call the Avengers? Why do we have to,
Yeah.
go through all this? And Ant-Man poked fun at that. It's like, I think the first thing we should do is call the Avengers. It's the only problem when you have that big team.
Yeah.
It's like, well, when you just call them every time you had a situation to fix.
Well, that's just it. If you did that, then you wouldn't have a movie.
I know.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
When does Spider-Man come out again?
July.
Oh, it's too long. That one I'm really excited for.
And I don't know if that's before or after Infinity War, because someone suggested that it's actually Mark
You mean
Bernardin.
Endgame?
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is
Oh,
I don't know
you mean
when-
okay, yeah, I got
Far
you.
From Home. I don't know if it takes place before Infinity War or after
You want
Endgame.
to talk about a series of movies that is going to play a mind fuck on you. That's it right there.
Yeah.
Someone suggested that bus scene in Infinity War was them coming back from the trip. So it would be before. But we'll see. I mean, after Endgame, we'll know. I think we all pretty much know they're all going to come back mostly.
It might have been way before because he's already been a part of. You're right. Because that's where he meets Fury, is when he's out overseas. And I guess we don't know if they've ever met before. I think it's before.
Could be.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm gonna play around on the interweb. We'll see.
Yeah.
what
Do
the
that.
web says.
Next show, we'll get into it.
I love my piece of paper.
Timeline narrative.
Is there anything else you want to talk about the film? Spoilers? Any more thoughts? Marvel, I wish they would have dove into that more.
Yeah.
That's a big character in the comics, I guess. But I liked Annette Bening. I thought she was fine as a part, and I like how the intelligence takes a form of someone you respect and admire, but she didn't know who that was. So
Yeah.
that was interesting how they did that.
I will say that I felt like the dull moments that people are referring to are just part of her character. I think it's just part of who she is. I don't think it's necessarily the acting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's not wooden. She's got a lot of
I think it's just the
good chemistry with
character.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's humor there. A lot of things, especially with when she finally knows what happened and she's crying and hugs her friend and the rapport with her and the girl. Like, oh, that was cool stuff.
And I can say that having seen her in other things, that I know that.
I've only
yeah.
I've only seen her in 21 Jump Street. I haven't seen the movie she did, Room.
Yeah.
The Room was really, really good. Holy crap.
It's a hard watch. too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think that's probably why I haven't seen it yet. It's like I
Don't
know
watch
if I-
it with your children.
No. Nope.
No, I will not do that. I would have liked more of the light speed jet scene. I think that would have been cool. I loved what we got, but really wanted to see them take off and just kind of fly around, and then that threat comes. But I get, chronologically it would have been a better film, but she had amnesia, so you kind of had to tell it like that, and I get it. But it would have been nice to see her as a kid, all those beats, it's like played out versus a flashback. It is funny though how when people they kind of screwed up the flashback in a way because she wouldn't be able to see herself. You know what I'm saying? Like if someone goes in your brain to your past, it's your POV. You're not going to see yourself.
Yeah.
But they just probably did that because it's a movie. I get it, but it's just a nitpick. It's just funny. They do that a lot when they go back in someone's mind. You'll never see yourself.
Yeah,
unless
no,
you're in
you
a
only see
mirror.
point of view.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all like
Is she seeing herself or is she playing herself? Because she's talking.
like
and
she's
saying,
reliving those moments.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
she's like, remember, she's like, do you hear that?
You're right. Yeah.
So I don't necessarily know its point of view.
I
think
love
she's
that.
Yeah.
When
living that.
They were when they first put her in that thing, the scrolls. They're like, oh, go back. She tries to eject, and then they pull her right back in.
Yeah, that was
Like,
cool.
Look at the coordinates.
And actually,
was
if I
cool.
can go back even further, I think there was a point where she opens her eyes, and it is like she is herself seeing the other people. But I think for for a cinematic point of view, you have to kind of show the
Right.
elements around you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then you
I'm
can
going to
see
debunk that right now, Josh.
you can see the
Confirmed.
Kree. Yeah, that's good. That makes sense. You can see the Kree programming when they put the Skrull in shooting Marvel. So all that was cool, and how she got her powers, shooting the engine, and then
Yeah.
that slow-mo scene.
That was cool.
IMAX really brought a
Oh,
lot
I
of that
bet.
stuff out.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Good film. I liked it more the second time. Some films take...
They do.
viewings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
It's not terrible at all. So, yeah, I forgave a lot of it the second time. I was able to just have fun. My kids loved it. I have 3 girls, so it was fun.